Okay, so I've been fact-checked. The video that I did, the last video that I did, I don't know whether it was yesterday, the day before, maybe, on the old CDC, the Centres for Disease Control and Prevention, how they'd said that the masks don't work. Apparently this isn't facts, so I've been fact-checked on Facebook, right? Because apparently they do work. Now, you only have to look, that there are other resources out there. You can't find them now, not on a brief search anyway. But there is, especially with cloth masks, it's like the weave is too, like if you blow it up and you see the weave, the size of the thing that goes through it, you're not protecting yourself from anything. Like literally, you aren't protecting yourself from anything. This old mildew, I've got to look at it again. I've got to find out the old mildew being formed by dampening cloth, because that, I think, is a thing. I can't see how that could not be a thing. Shoot me if I'm wrong. You know, which I'm sure a lot of people want to do right now. Because at the minute, masks is the topic of conversation. It's dividing people, which is what bothers me. It's the division that bothers me. It's that people are blindly believing the government, and the government doesn't talk sense, right? Now today, obviously I live in Leicester, which is the place in England which is still in lockdown, and we've been told today that we're in lockdown for another fortnight, another one, right? In the same, in Parliament, Matt Hancock said, no, you know, like the numbers have risen dramatically, and also said that they doubled testing, right? So our numbers are going to go up just from that. We have 14 testing stations in Leicester, 14 testing stations, plus Leicester has started this thing where they're going door to door testing people. They're also in a place we've got called Victoria Park, where they hold Pride every year. People the other day were going out, handing out tests to the general public, approaching people in a park and saying, would you like this test, or can we test you please? If you do this, you are going to get increasing number of cases. And again, I say again, it's cases. It's not deaths. We flattened the curve weeks ago. We've been, right, March, like we're coming up to now, April, May, June, July, we're coming up to 4 freaking months of isolation. 4 months of lockdown for something that has a 2-week turnover. We've not been out of our houses, well, except to go to the shop, for 4 bloody months. If this was a live virus, it would be dead by now. Because, like, literally, we've done what we're told. There are people every day on my Facebook saying, if people just wore masks, if people just adhered to the fucking guidelines. I've done that. I've not worn a mask, right? But that's not in place yet. Until 24/7, wearing a mask doesn't even come into the thing, except if I want to catch a bus. But there's no point in catching a bus because nowhere's open uptown because we're still in lockdown. So I know for a fact that I don't have COVID-19 because I've not been anywhere near anybody else except for the people in my household. And my daughter's household, she lives on the next estate from me, right? I am about, on the 24th of July, I'm going to be let out of lockdown. My daughter isn't. My ex and his wife up the road aren't going to be let down out of lockdown. So, like, where the heck am I going to go? Right? I'm still going to be in exactly the same situation. Plus, Leicester is still going to be in lockdown. So I have nowhere to go. My bus takes me into Leicester. I can't catch that bus and go into Leicester because Leicester's not open. And they're relaxing my lockdown. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Can I go to the pub? No, because the pub is what? I'm shit with fucking distances. Is what, 200-300 metres away and is still in lockdown. I'm on the cusp and we're going to be let down out of lockdown. But everywhere else in Leicester is still in lockdown. So I can't go anywhere anyway because I don't have a car. Like, literally, Matt Hancock stood there in Parliament today and he and praise be to the people of Leicester for being so bloody gullible, which he might as well have said, like, go on Leicester, go on you, for just believing what we're telling you is real. I live in Leicester. I still know of nobody, well, obviously I know of people that have had it. I've known of people who've had it from various places in the country. Nobody who's died. I do, however, know of people who've been put down as a COVID death who didn't die of COVID. And I'll say it again, there is no test for COVID. It is not a test. There is no test for COVID-19. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. Coronavirus, yeah, you can test for that. It's a test for the inflammation. I really need to get the information for what they do actually test for. But it is easily Googleable. You know, I'm just going by what I've seen, from what I've heard, and from where I'm living. And right now, Leicester we're guinea pigs. We're being taken the piss out of. I don't see any danger. We should, if Leicester is the hotspot for COVID-19 in the UK, I would have known that somebody had just dropped dead from it. Maybe not, because I don't lie, you know, I'm in a bubble. But I've got 4,300 some friends on Facebook, and like, nobody's saying, like, they're not all from Leicester, obviously, only a small proportion are from Leicester, but still, like, the concerns of people in Leicester now aren't, am I going to die of COVID-19? The concerns of everybody I'm seeing right now is, when the fuck can I get out? There is nothing behind this. There's no logic, and there's certainly no science. So fact check me all you like. But at the end of the day, we were advertised at the beginning Wuhan proportions. We were advertised that people were going to drop down dead in the streets, and I have never heard that. I have, however, heard of people dying in a car accident and being put down as a COVID death. So I'm sorry, but I don't believe it. I wear my face mask when I'm out, if I ever get out. Because like I say, come the 24th, I'm out of lockdown, technically. Where I live is out of lockdown. But if I walk up to the co-op, they're not. And it's a 5-minute walk. You know, there is no sense to it. There is absolutely no sense. And today in Parliament, Matt Hancock made absolutely no sense. It was the same. You're in lockdown. You're out of lockdown. You're in lockdown. But maybe you can go out. Maybe you can't go out. Maybe you can go out. Like, literally just utter fucking piffle